What's going on, everybody? I just wanted to talk to you guys about this app called Concrete, and it's a app that allows you to invest in real estate. But in my opinion, it's sort of like investing in REITs. I do know that they have different fund types. Well, we're going to get into that. Right now, as you can see, as always, my balance is pretty low until I build up trust within that app or that company before I start putting more money in. So when I first started, it was at $50, and then I went ahead and put more money in. And then I eventually withdrew the money. I withdrew the money only because when I put the money in, when I added more money, I should say, I did it through their cash flow section, which let's click on that and then I'll explain that a little bit more. So basically, through the the cash flow section, the return rate, which they describe here, is 5.50% with a weekly payout. And then they tell you the risk level and whether or not you can withdraw. Because in most cases, some apps or companies they have limits on or time frames, I should say, on when you can withdraw your money when you invest it into these funds or into the LLC. So if you click on find out more, that's when it actually breaks down the cash flow strategy, and then it actually tells you that it's Concrete Fund One and that it's issued through or qualified by the SEC, right? And then it starts to break down the return rate, which we already covered, and the payout frequency. So what I initial, what initially thought was that this tier that I invested in was going the payout, and that was my fault. I thought the payout was going to be a lot more than what it was. When I realized that, or I could be wrong. So if I'm wrong, and you guys, whether you're from Concrete or you guys know about the app, you can leave feedback for me in the comments, and then maybe in a future video, I'll correct the things that I'm saying. What I thought was that either way, I was still making the same percentage, is what I thought. I guess one is actively managed and one is not. Maybe that's the only main difference. But I couldn't understand, and that's the thing about this app that I guess for me was a barrier. Like I didn't want to add more money right away because I didn't understand the difference between the instant earn um, and the dividend payouts and the tier two. To me, they seemed like they all were it was just the same, in my opinion. I didn't see any increase. I didn't see. I felt like I was still getting the same 5.5 percent, um, and that kind of drove me to my next question. Well, we'll get into that. So when you scroll down, you see this week's dividend, and it tells you what you're earning, and then it does explain that, right? And it tells you when to expect it, and that they'll automatically reinvest your dividends. I mean, that's not really a problem, but what if you don't want those dividends automatically reinvested? There's like no option for it, right? But if that's your thing and you're okay with it, I mean, I'm okay with that. Um, it shouldn't really be a problem, but I just don't understand why you don't get the option, or if there's not a feature or a function that says, hey, I want to reinvest it. Suppose you just like looking at what you accumulated in your wallet or in your account, or have it get deposited into your bank account like some other apps, but it's not really a problem. And then it just has this, I guess you could say, infographic that kind of tells you all time when you got paid. And these, I like that these little, I don't want to say I guess line bars. They're you can click on them and it'll drill down and give you further detail. I think that's great. And then you could do monthly and look at your dividends and your totals. I thought that was cool. Then if you scroll further down, the same thing. It's nicely displayed, and it tells you, and they even congratulate you by saying nice. And then they tell you um, that your dividend was being reinvested or what you earned, so on and so forth. And you could keep scrolling and get kind of like a timeline kind of thing going on. But when you click the pie at the bottom, right, this is where you get to the, I guess these are other investments, the underlying investments, right? And then it tells you bridge, refinance, construction, heavy rehabilitation. So I'm guessing they also put your money to work in different um, ways or sectors to kind of help, I guess, boost your portfolio. So it's not just one thing or one REIT or one fund. Um, and this brings me to my next question: the highlights tab or section. See where it says completed? Um, the loan was completed, right? Um, they do give you some information, but not a lot. And you still have photos. You can see photos of the property if you click on show all photos. And so I mean that's there. That's good. And it tells you what they like about it, the location, whether it's good or bad location. Then it tells you the timeline, right? Um, what happens when that loan is completed? Do we get like um, is it just that the loan is repaid and that's it? You don't, we're not earning that 5.50% anymore. If it's properties that they own directly, is there, and they sell it or, you know, whatever they do, is there any appreciation? It just says completed. And maybe that could just be me. Maybe it's self-explanatory. To some people, it's probably just self-explanatory. Maybe I'm making a big deal out of nothing, but I just wanted to further detail on you know what happens once the loan is completed. Um, do they total up the payouts, and kind of show you how much you've made as an investor or how much they I'm not, I didn't see anything else, just as completed. But I'm guessing that's like it's a minor thing. It's probably just me. No one else is probably going to really care about that as long as you guys get your 5.5 0%, right? One of the things that I noticed, and I noticed it just recently, if you keep scrolling down, there's updates, and they kind of tell you throughout the months, they kind of tell you the updates. And if you click on it, they kind of basically just give you a brief summary. Like for instance, it says start of Q4 has brought us back out of a technical recession, but we're not out of the woods quite yet. And then they go into detail um, about how they're maintaining a defensive outlook in the coming quarter. And then they give you their key takeaways and, how they maintain their distribution rate at 5.50%, which is good. Which is good. And then they tell you they added a new loan to the portfolio, and then they go into further updates. It's for me, I kind of like that they do give you these updates. Um, kind of like that they kind of recap it, I guess. Sometimes if they give you an email or you get a notification, a lot of us probably don't even, if you're busy or work or whatever you're doing, you probably just swipe away your notification, don't even really know what's going on. So if you could come back to the app and kind of get like a recap, I think that's okay too. You can just keep scrolling and read. Depends on the person, you could just keep reading. I'm not going to click on the other two to the right. 'Cause I believe that's just like to message them and to contact them. And then this, the graduation cap, I believe that's just like education. Um, so I'm not gonna really click on that. But I do know that you can set up, you know, auto investing schedules. You can look at the rewards activity, and that's kind of where I went to kind of see if there was like if I could find any further information on what happens when the loans close, if I received any kind of appreciation or whatever else. But I didn't really see that, so I'm guessing they just, when it's done, the loan's done, it's done, right? You just get your 5.50%. Um, but I think the app has a lot of potential. I, you know, do like the way, they go about displaying certain things. Um, and it could just be, like I said, it could just be me. Um, I just kind of want a little bit more information on the cash flow section and kind of understand how it differs from the instant earn or the regular payouts. Um, but yeah, if you're looking to get weekly payouts, um, which I think this puts them in a different category than the rest of the real estate investing apps, or the fractional real estate investing apps or websites, um, simply because of the fact that you do get that weekly payout, and it makes it's kind of a good feeling when you get that notification. And I think the notification says cha-ching, and it kind of lists the total amount for you. But if you want to learn more about this, please like, subscribe, follow me. If you have more feedback, if I said some things that I need to be corrected on, go ahead and leave that in the comments. If you want to see more, um, like I said, subscribe, and we could take this journey together. I'm going to be doing updates, so stay tuned for that. And I hope you guys enjoy the content, and I look forward to seeing you guys in another video.